guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Victoria and today we are going to be doing the Battle of the Book Couples. So for this video, it's kind of inspired by a video I saw Jess from Honest Fiction do. I will link the video that she did down below where she kind of did like trope versus trope, and she basically put a bunch of different tropes in a spinner wheel and then spun the wheel to get two different tropes and then chose which one she liked better. And so I loved watching that video. I thought it was really fun and creative, and so I sort of made this one based off of that, where it is a battle of the book couples, where I put 12 different book couples from some of my favorite books into a spinner wheel, and I am going to spin it twice each time, and two different book couples will come up, and I'm going to pick between those couples, and we are going to basically do kind of like a bracket to find my #1 favorite book couple of these 12. So I thought it would be fun and a little bit more interesting for a sit-down video rather than just like a recommendation video. And yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. We're over by my desk. Please ignore my very messy room and bed behind me. Can't be helped. So I am going to screen record my computer, and we're going to find out which of these book couples are my favorite. Okay? Okay, so let's get into it. So this is what my screen looks like right now. It is this spinner wheel. I searched spinner wheel on Google, and this is what came up. And I put in 12 different book couples and included the book next to it, so I'll let you know what book each of them are from, just in case you're bad with character names like I am, or if you haven't read the books. But these are all 12 of like top favorite books of mine, and we're just gonna spin it, and we're gonna spin it twice, and we're gonna choose between those different couples, and I will write it down afterwards. I have my little like pen and notepad here where I'm going to write it down, and then we are going to narrow down the spinner wheel to get after the 12 we'll get 6 spinner wheel and then 3, and then it'll be narrowed down. So I hope that makes sense. I feel like it'll make sense as we go along, but let's go. So first spin, we have, starting off with a bang, we have Zeus and Lou from Welcome to the Dark Side. So Welcome to the Dark Side is a motorcycle club romance by Gianna Darling. This is technically book 2 in the series, but I actually read this one first. It is an age gap taboo romance between a heroine who is 17 and a hero who is the leader of a motorcycle club and like 20 something years older than her. I think he's like in his late 30s. And they have a romance. Lou is a senior in high school, and she's been through a shit ton in her life. She's known Zeus since she was younger, and nothing has happened between them until much later, and they have this absolutely amazing soulmates romance. So it's gonna be hard to choose. So Zeus and Lou is the first one, and we're gonna spin again. And we are going to get Evan and Fiona from Unraveling Him by Claire Kingsley. This is an entirely different vibe of a book than Welcome to the Dark Side. This one is a small town romance, grumpy hero, sunshine heroine, forced proximity. Evan keeps to himself, and Fiona comes to his house because he is a mechanic and she needs a garage, and she's basically like, I'll help you out if you help me out. And they create this like bargain between them, and it ends up to being this forced proximity romance. It's absolutely amazing. It was one of my top favorites of last year. I loved it. So between Evan and Fiona and Zeus and Lou, I have to give this one to Zeus and Lou. They are just so soulmates, like they utterly belong together, and I think it's the like pact of the romance between Welcome to the Dark Side. There's just so many more stakes for that one than with Evan and Fiona. Evan and Fiona are very like, I absolutely love it, and it's amazing romance, and I would totally recommend it, but I feel like there is much more at stake with Zeus and Lou. They're put through a lot more trials, and they are gonna be the winners. So Zeus and Lou, I'll write that down. And now we're gonna go on to our second battle. So what's our first couple? We have, holy shit, we have Wes and Jamie from Him by Serena Bowen, which if you've seen any videos on my channel, I talk about them a shit ton. This is Him by Serena Bowen. It is an MM, friends to lovers, childhood friends to lovers, romance, hockey romance. They both went to camp together. They were best friends. Something happened to kind of separate them. Now it's about 4 years later. They see each other again, and Wes has always been in love with Jamie, and Jamie has a bi-awakening in this romance, and I adore it. They're one of my favorite book ever, so that is going to be hard to beat. So what is our next couple who's going against Wes and Jamie? There are some on here that I feel like could beat Wes and Jamie, but Maverick and Clover is probably not one of them. So Maverick and Clover I do love. They are from Bittersweet Heart by Helena Hunting. This is book 2 in the Lies, Hearts, and Truth series. And Maverick is a college student hockey player, and Clover is his professor. So this is an age gap romance with an older heroine. Maverick is somebody who has been through a lot. He is very mature for his age, and I love the protectiveness of Clover in this book. They are so good together, definitely belong together. However, I do think Wes and Jamie are gonna take this one. I would love for you guys to play along in the comments. Also, if you've read these books, let me know who you think would win these battles. But for our first spin for this round, we have Fish and Alexandra from Smitten. Smitten is by Lauren Rowe. This is a rock star romance where Fish is a member of a band called 22 Goats, and he has just wanted somebody to love him for him and not for being a rock star in this famous band. And he has this absolutely adorable, sweet, first love lasts forever kind of romance with Alexandra, who is an aspiring musician and has a lot of, she's very shy, but she wants to be a musician, and the two of them have this really adorable, sweet, just utterly sugar romance. And so who is going up against them? We have, ooh, this is an interesting battle. Memphis and Knox from Juniper Hill. Juniper Hill is by Devney Perry. It is a small town romance in the Eden series, and it is a single mother romance with a grumpy hero. And this is another one that's really sweet. This is a really interesting battle because Memphis and Knox have, I always say when I talk about this book, it's the little things in this book. It's not the like grand gestures or big moments. It's each little everyday thing. And I feel like that is pretty much the same in Smitten. So I don't know with this one. I feel like I had like a gut feeling for the other two of like which one. It was a pretty easy battle. This one is a hard battle. This one, these books are very comparable, very similar in style. I think for this one, I'm going to have to give it to Memphis and Knox by from Juniper Hill. I don't know if that's just because I've read Juniper Hill more recently, or if now that I'm older, I associate more with the more older type of love. With Juniper Hill, I feel like I said, Smitten feels like very young in the best way, like it's still long lasting, but it feels very first love, young type of falling in love. Whereas Memphis and Knox, they've both been through shit. They both have been hardened by things, and despite their pasts, despite how difficult things have been for them, they find each other and they have this really sweet romance. So I think I'm gonna have to give it to Memphis and Knox. Okay, next spin. Here we go. Who's gonna be the first one? Okay, we have, ooh, good one. This is one that I read this year, probably gonna be on my top reads from this year. Cade and Willa from Heartless by Elsie Silver. This is book 2 in the Chestnut Spring series. It is a small town, single dad, age gap nanny romance, and it is fabulous. It's so good. Really hyped book, but like one that really lives up to the hype. Who is going to go for against Cade and Willa? We have Logan and Paige from The Marriage Effect by Carla Sorensen. This one is actually a marriage of convenience romance. Logan is trying to remain as the sole custody guardian of his 4 younger sisters, and he finds out that being married is probably going to really help him, and Paige needs to get married for financial reasons. I think she has like a inheritance that she has to be married for, and so they end up having a marriage of convenience and falling in love. I adore this romance. These are both 5-star reads of mine, but I think that this one is going to have to go to Cade and Willa. Cade and Willa, there is something about that romance that just hits different. It is such an amazing one. Hard to beat them. So who's gonna be the next first one? We have Frankie and Ren from Always Only You by Chloe Leese. This is a really sweet romance. It is book 2 or 3. I don't remember. In the Bergman Brothers series, Frankie has RA and autism, and she is the social media person or PR person or marketing person. She works in that kind of arena for a hockey team, and Ren is a professional hockey player, and he is a virgin hero. He's a sweetheart, and I love this romance. So I'm interested to see who they're gonna go up against. So Frankie and Ren versus, we have, ooh, this is a hard one, Mac and Freya from Blindsided. Blindsided is by Amy Dawes. It is part of her Harris Brothers universe. Mac is a professional soccer, it's England, so football, but soccer player, and Freya is his best friend. This is a plus-size heroine, a sex lessons romance, which is one of my favorites, one of my favorite tropes. Mac and Freya are best friends. Freya is about to turn 30 and she's a virgin and she wants to lose her virginity, but she knows literally nothing about dating, about men, about sex, and so she asks Mac to help her go on practice dates with her, and then when he finds out she's a virgin, he doesn't want her to lose her virginity to just some random guy, and so they start a friends with benefits type arrangement. I don't know with this one. This is another really hard one, kind of like Memphis and Knox, that battle, because these romances both have very sweet connotations to them. They're both just really heartwarming. I think just based off of, I think for this one, it just depends on my mood right now, because I feel like if I did this on a different day, the other one would win. But for right now, how I'm feeling, I think I'm gonna have to give this to Mac and Freya. I related to both of these romances for very different reasons, and just with the way that I am feeling right now, I am more emotionally connected at this moment to Mac and Freya's romance. I have read that one a million times and I love them, and they're a romance that I read when I'm like feeling really down, where I am like not feeling great about myself. I will go and reread Blindsided and it just like makes me feel better. And so I think for right now, I'm gonna give it to Blindsided by Amy Dawes. Okay, last battle. I don't even need to spin, but I'll spin it anyway. We have Gianna and Clay from Blind Side by Candy Steiner versus Emerson and Charlie from Praise by Sarah Kate. So Blind Side by Candy Steiner is a football romance. It is college level. The heroine in that one, Gianna, this is another sex lessons romance, and the heroine in this one, Gianna, she has a crush on this guy, and Clay, his girlfriend recently broke up with him, and they basically have a fake dating arrangement that benefits both of them. And then Clay finds out that Gianna is a virgin. She knows nothing about romance, nothing about being in a relationship, nothing about men. And so they have a friends with benefits arrangement so he can help her get more comfortable and confident in herself. And she is a reader, and one of my favorite things about that romance is that he reads parts of her favorite romances to find out what she's like into in the bedroom, which I think is fabulous. And Emerson and Charlie from Praise is by Sarah Kate. This is part of the Salacious Players Club series. It's book 1 in the Salacious Players Club series, and this is very different than Blindside. It is a ex-boyfriend's dad romance. Emerson is her ex-boyfriend's dad. Charlie shows up at Emerson's office to try and get back her deposit from the apartment that she lived in with his son, and he mistakes her for one of his submissive secretaries, and he tells her to crawl to him, and she is intrigued and yet confused. And she and him end up having a very spicy romance together. This is a really interesting romance. This is a really interesting battle. I don't know. I have no clue who should win. Oh my god, this is a hard one. I think for the last round of this one, I'm going to have to give it to Blindside by Candy Steiner. For the same reason as Mac and Freya, I connect more to Blindside, to that romance, than I do to Emerson and Charlie. And Emerson and Charlie, as much as I absolutely love this romance, my favorite in the series is not Praise, it's Mercy. So I feel like my favorite in the series is Blindside, so I have to do Blindside by Candy Steiner. So we're gonna give it to Gianna and Clay. Okay, so I'm gonna remove this and we're going to add back in the winners. Okay, all of the winners from round 1 are on the wheel, and now we are time to go for round 2. So, round 2, battle number 1. Who's our first couple? We have, right off the bat, Wes and Jamie from Him. Who are they going up against? Wes and Jamie versus Mac and Freya. So for this one, I'm going to have to give it to Wes and Jamie. Wes and Jamie are my dudes. That romance is one of my all-time favorites. I mean, these both are one of my all-time favorites, but I love Wes and Jamie. I think that they're going to beat out Mac and Freya. So Wes and Jamie are the first winners of round 2. Who's next? Round 2, battle 2. We have Kate and Willa? Kate and Willa. Kate and Willa from Heartless versus... Holy shit, I really thought that these two would be in the next round. Oh my gosh. Kate and Willa versus Zeus and Lou. This is the worst battle. Oh my lord. This is an impossible battle. This is an impossible battle. Oh my god. I have no idea. I have no idea. This is the worst one yet. Oh my god. Oh my gosh. If you've read both of these books, please let me know down in the comments who you would choose, Zeus and Lou versus Kate and Willa, because that's a hard one. I think I'm going to go with Zeus and Lou. I just have to. Kate and Willa are so good though. I really, really thought that they would make it to the next round. Damn it. Wow. That is a rough one. Oh my gosh. And then we have Memphis and Knox versus Gianna and Clay. For this battle, I think we're going to give it to Memphis and Knox. Okay, so we have 3. These are the bottom 3. So obviously we can't do 2 battles. So what I'm going to do is do 1 battle, and then that 1 battle is going to go up against the other one that's left over. So this is going to be interesting. I don't know how I feel about this. Okay, Zeus and Lou. Zeus and Lou versus Memphis and Knox. Zeus and Lou versus Memphis and Knox. Ooh, okay. I think we're gonna give it to Zeus and Lou. I think we're gonna give it to Zeus and Lou, which means that the final battle is Wes and Jamie versus Zeus and Lou, which is literally awful and impossible. And now we have Wes and Jamie versus Zeus and Lou. Who is going to be number one? Oh my gosh. I don't know about this one. This is hard. Wes and Jamie versus Zeus and Lou. I think for this, I am going to give it to Zeus and Lou. I think Zeus and Lou are going to be my number one. Wow, that is interesting. That is rough. That is hard. But that is the end of the battles. So in our final score, final round, number one couple is Zeus and Lou from Welcome to the Dark Side. I had to give it to them. Like I said before, they have just been through so much shit. They have such an adult relationship, even though they have such an age gap. They totally, completely stand by each other, work through things together. They have just overcome so much bullshit in their past, and they know each other like nobody's business, and there is no world where they do not belong together. I do feel that Wes and Jamie utterly and completely belong together too, but they just haven't been through as much in my mind as Zeus and Lou have. I feel like with what Zeus and Lou go through throughout the entire Fallen Men series, and throughout their entire, like, since their childhood, you see everything since their childhood. They have this just absolute spark together, and not even just like an attraction spark, but that they are literally like each side of the same coin. They are perfectly matched puzzle pieces. They bring out the absolute best in each other, and they are my number one. Wes and Jamie, number two, and Memphis and Knox at number three. So I hope this video was fun and a little bit different than some other sit-down videos that I've done. I had a really, really great time doing this, and I hope that you had a good time too. So let me know down in the comments who would be your winners from these battles if you've read these books. But that is going to be it for this video. So like this video if you liked it, subscribe, stick around, see more content from me, and I hope that you have the absolute best day.